Yo, what's up, everyone? How you doing, that? It's Mo from the area, and that. Yeah, coming to you all with another public service announcement. Now, listen, there's like a beef going on in the streets, and that. Big beef. Not just like in the areas, and that. Not just like through this like rap stuff and that's happening in that, like people like dramas and all that. Nah, bro. Not between rappers, between something bigger than all of us all combined. Something that we cannot go against in that. Something that has been feeding us for years, and most of us have worked there, most of us have made a living off it, or most of us have just ate food from there, and it's great food in that. Like, we love it in that. Like, a lot of people, we love it and we can't get enough in that. And most of us just got like addicted to it in that, and we just can't stop. And I'm not talking about like rap music. I'm not talking about other stuff. All I'm saying is it's like $1 billion industry in that, and that's the fast food industry. That's right. Two giants are going head to head at it in that. The biggest beef of all time, McDonald's versus Hungry Jack's. And Hungry Jack's, known as Burger King around the world in that. Yeah. So that's what's going down. Now McDonald's is looking to sue Hungry Jack's over the Big Jack Imitation. Okay? So the Big Jack is a burger that Hungry Jack's created that is like a knockoff and like a rip-off of McDonald's Big Mac burger, which is famous around the world in that, like the 2 patties, sesame seed bun, and blah blah, and pickles, and this and that, like that burger. Big Hungry Jack's decided to make like a burger like it, but their style. But to be honest with you, they're both rips in that and expensive, so no one cares anyway. But this has made like world news, and it's gonna be massive in that. Like, it's gonna be talked about in the streets and that. And you know what? Straight up, McDonald's should be honored that Hungry Jack's made a burger like theirs. After all, isn't imitation in that like a form of flattery in that? Isn't it? Both burgers contain beef in them, so does this mean that it's the world's first ever beef over beef? Forget about all the area postcodes and what you're looking at, beef, and don't look at me and don't touch me, whatever, and this does, it makes the streets and that and all the areas look broke. Don't you agree? Because Macca's and Hungry Jack's are full cashed up in that, and they got all the areas and cities around Australia, and you all know it too. They got it on lock in that. So this is like big dramas, big dramas in that. You know, like they got like they're full cashed up. Excuse me, and they got money in that. They in every area, and you can't stop them in that. Like, you know, like this is big. I never ate Macca's or any fast food in that because my mum never like took me there in that because we couldn't afford it in that, and I was forced to eat like Lebo food in that and whatever she cooked for us in that, and like she'd make us like imitation burgers in that, and it was nowhere near. We just wanted McDonald's in that all our life in that, and we didn't have it. But I always dreamt of eating like McDonald's in that. Like, everyone was eating McDonald's, my neighbours, friends in that. Oh yeah, you know, at school in that. What do you have on the weekend? Yeah, we ate McDonald's. We ain't here. We ain't that. We got Happy Meals and parties and that day. You know, like, I like piss off in that. You know, like, yeah. But then I finally, when I got my first job my first job, not many people know this, was at Macca's when I turned 14 and that. Yes, McDonald's and that, the Golden Arches, they took a gamble on me and they hired me in that, and that was the best thing ever in that. You have to understand, like being Lebo in that, from the area where I had no money, we had no money in that, so I had to go like earn money in that. So that was my first job in that. And it was mad because like I was making like Big Macs in that with like 8 patties and like McChicken burgers and like Big Macs in that, like Big Mac and McChicken hybrids and that. I was just making all this stuff. It was mad. Like I was eating raw grilled chicken and that, patties and that, like in the fridge and that, or I was just going crazy, like even like the vanilla ice cream shake mix in that. After I fill it up, like the ice cream machine, that's always broken in that, I always fill it up, and then after that, I just go in the back and I just finger that like in my mouth. I suck it dry in that, like it's mad. The bag and that, the contents in that, it was just mad. Like it was just unbelievable. Like I was just like a kid in a candy store and that, but instead like I was Lebo that was at Macca's. It was just amazing. Like it was mad, and it was just the best feeling ever and the best time of my life in that. And I was getting paid like $5 an hour. Yeah, I was getting paid $5 an hour, and I was working non-stop in that. But having to deal with the ridiculous orders at times, like it pissed me off in that. Like people sometimes would order like a quarter pounder with no meat, no cheese, and no buns, and I'm like, what? And the way people like their demands in that, they were so weird in that. And I also got a job at Hungry Jack's. That's right. That's right. Like I worked at both places, so that's why this is dear to my heart. I worked at Hungry Jack's as well and McDonald's, and that place was off tap in that. Like Hungry Jack's was like another place altogether. Like it was a different world. Like I didn't just make the burgers there at Hungry Jack's, but after like a certain time in that, you have to throw them in the trash and that, like in the bin, and I didn't do that. I put them in my big massive like bag, like the big sports one, that the footy ones and that. I would get that, and I was feeding my family, the boys, and most of the area. I was like an area Robin Hood in that, but instead I was feeding everyone, and they all got fast food, and I think like food poisoning in that, because some of the burgers would be like consumed like days after and that, but who cares? Because all this time I was getting paid, and I was thinking, where's the money going? Like there's no money in that, like nothing in my account, and then I started not to care and that, and then I just started going off, and what I did was I went to like I started taking all the burgers and that home with me and that, and like I started to even sell them and that, and like selling like burgers and that, whoppers and that, like for $2 and that in the area. I swear, like like it was mad. Like I was making so much money in that, but there was some jealous, hating dogs, snitches out there, like at work and that. There's like co-workers and that at work and that. Like there's always that dog, snitch, bitch, gronk, flop, dog that couldn't handle it, seeing a brother getting money in that, and they went and like snitched on me in that, and like they told management in that, like they couldn't handle it, and then like the management said to me, Mo, listen, you need to take, confess to us in that, write in paper what you done, and then I did in that, but then I said, stuff that, you guys don't pay me in that, like you haven't been paying me, like where's my money in that, blah blah in that, and they said, yeah, we've been paying you in your account in that. I said, yeah, but how can I take the money out? And they said, don't you have like a key card, debit card in that? And I said, what's that? And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then the problem was solved, and I got fired in that, and I lost my job. But look, moral of the story is that in life, if you copy someone in that, there's always someone that is gonna like complain and have a cry about it in that. But it doesn't matter, because I've had the Big Jack, and it's hectic in that. I like it. It needs a bit of improvement in that. I don't mind it. Like Hungry Jack's, like Whoppers and that, burgers are sick in that, and McDonald's, shame on you for doing that. Okay, all right, you should have respect. If someone copied like my rap song or something, or then I'll be honored in that, because like they're imitating me in that. They look up to me in that, and that's all it is. So to all my brethrens out there, all the brothers, everyone that's in lockup now, Moe, Joey, Blowy, Coey, listen, boys, I just want to say that the beef and all that's happening in the streets and that, like in the rap game and that, like it's nothing compared to this. Like we have two corporations and that, like big giants, like going at it and that, and they got cash in that, bro, and we haven't got nothing, bro. So we need to stop like all the beef and that, because the McDonald's versus Hungry Jack's is the real beef. And we have to admit that and put our hands up in that. And when we confess that, we'll all be free. Free everyone. Peace out on that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and that. If you don't, it means you're a player hating dog in that, and a flop and a gronk in that. You know, I'm not from the area in that. That was like public service announcement and that and that and that and that and that. This and that and that and that.